Welcome! As always, a little bit of delay, but I made it. So, yeah, second round of 2.4 modding. I still wait for the longer cable for this thing here. Like, I can like put it out of view a bit. Um, but yeah, today we will work on two things. I hope I didn't forget anything. That would be not the first time. I forgot to adjust the camera. This is what I did. Let's get a little bit closer. So, two things. One thing is, I want to install this LED light, and as you can see, I did some work already on that. So I did is I printed obviously the parts, and I kind of put them together. This is like not attached yet. It's quite stiff, but like these are 4 sections, printed on 2.4, of course. And we have these LED lights. And I went through the process and soldered all the cables on that. There wasn't something I wanted to do on stream. It's just like took quite a while. And I was like, yeah, wanted to step out a bit during doing that and not do it all in one go. But after a bit of like trial and error, we now have like a complete LED matrix. If I plug it in correctly, it doesn't flicker. So that's kind of like what we will use to illuminate the build area. And I like this one a lot because it's just like very even from above. So compared to what we have in the 2.4 currently, it's just like this one light bar on the back. And the downside of that is that we only have like one light source based from the back. So there's the big shadow on the front. The tool had just cast a shadow. So it's not very nice. This should solve that because the light comes like from all directions and looks cool. I mean, nothing is wrong with just having 2 bars left and right. But I think this is visually nicer. The only thing I wanted to do, and I didn't get around doing yet, is for like we still have to glue this down. For these junction points here, I wanted to have like a little printed part to hide the cables. I don't want to put like a full diffuser on it. I don't think it's needed because these are the COB LD strips anyways. But I wanted to hide like basically the junction points that only like this is visible. So I want to have like small printed parts, but yeah, I didn't get around designing them yet. So that is an add-on for later. So that's the LEDs. And then once we have like a nice bright build volume, Cat is already doing crazy shit. We're not even like 5 minutes in the stream. So now that we have a very nice illuminated build volume, we also want to see obviously everything. So I have this camera here. And now I notice I'm missing the little cover part. We need to quickly check where this went. But yeah, this is the camera. That's the Happy Cam. You find it on printables. Happy Cam because it's happy. So it goes to the front and should give us like a very nice view of the entire build volume. Hi there, Martin. Welcome. So this Happy Cam, the only problem is this is the OMV camera chip, and it comes with a USB cable, but obviously that doesn't quite reach where we need it to be or need to go. So what we need to do is we need to kind of like make our own USB cable. I don't know what this, like sometimes cat brains are mysterious. So we need to make our own USB cable. So the camera module, let me actually just park it here on the side. This is not a connector I can crimp. Like this is like an extremely, it's JST connector, I think, but like minuscule, like it's tiny. So what I want to do is I will just snip this off here. And then I have like a donor USB cable, which is like an old micro USB. Should be long enough for sure. Like this is like a, I think 2-meter cable. So we have plenty of cable. So what we should do is we should run the cable first. Run the cable first, then we see like how much cable we need, and then we can like snip the end basically, and then solder this little like connector on the end. So that's my plan here. Let's see how it goes. And I'm not sure, like, I think it would make sense to start with the hex. The only thing I'm now noticing, hi Loki. The only thing I'm noticing now, and I think we got lucky, the camera and the light kind of clash. So I think this will be later exactly like this in the printer. Like it's just enough space. So it's quite good. Would you mind not destroying my LEDs? Oh, no, stay here. Everything that's like a cable that's loose is like his utmost interest. Like if it's plugged in, he doesn't care. But if it's like a loose end, he's like all in here. Hi there, Steve. What now? Hi there, Rush. Yeah. How about you don't do that? So, okay. Yeah, let's just start with the lights. I think first we need to glue them down here. The only thing I didn't quite consider is like we need to maneuver the JST plug through here, so most likely we have to remove this. But also for the people that just joined, so this is kind of like how it looks. So it's quite a nice even light. So yeah, let's just glue this down, get this in. Would you mind not putting your claws into my thigh? Let's see if we can organize the cat somehow. I gave him food and I played with him just before the stream in the hope that like he would be chill. But seemingly we're not blessed with that. So, okay, yeah, let's just start here with the corner with the plug. Let me check if I can. Yeah, no, definitely not. So we have to quickly remove the housing of the JST connector. Everything is a toy for your cat. Look at this. This is much better. Yeah, this is much nicer. Here, get it. So, yeah, it was quite a pain soldering all of these all of these connectors. I hope we get this now glued down with any major issues. Let's first stretch. Let's see how it goes. I think it totally took me like three hours to solder all of these connections. Initially it was quite slow, like after a while you have to gist out, I guess, and then like gets a bit faster. But still like quite painful. Like also here, I have a couple one where I soldered, like these are 4 segments. I still need that. You already lost interest in your toy. So basically these are 4 segments, and what happened like in 2-3 places is that one segment didn't work. So 1, 2, 3 segments worked, but the 4th one did not. It was here the case, and here, and somewhere else. So basically what I ended up doing is like I just snipped it off and added like a new segment in the center here. Oh, and already broke a solder point here. Perfect, cool. So that did not work. And it's a bit like there's a bit of a failsafe in there, in as that most modules have like two power connections. Um, but so let's quickly fix that. That's exactly what I hoped would not happen. It's also like quite tricky to solder these. I think if we do it like this and just press it down, it should like reconnect. I think this is one of the things like it's really nice to look at. Actually, like I will leave the tape here on, or I'll remove it now that I don't have to twist it again. Let me see if I can quickly fix this. I don't think there was a fix. Great. Kitty freeze on. Hmm. Yeah, it got worse. Okay. I'm not quite sure what's up with him right now. Like he was like super chill the entire time, and now since the stream started, he, as always, goes into complete berserk mode. So I'm trying to align this a little bit, that this holds together. Wonder if I should also add a little bit of glue. It doesn't seem like the top one connects together. I'm a bit limited here with moving this, but just to show you. So this does not really connect right now. Like this was not that big of a deal initially. Come, can you? Yeah, I think like it has something to do with me like being active here that he also gets active. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I always try to like, power him out before the stream. I'm not sure if this is working here. Like the two thingy, like the two, it just doesn't connect. I don't know why it doesn't connect right now. Because like before, it just like immediately like the solder just connected the two halves. Right now, it doesn't go over the middle. I think it's connected right now. Only on one side. Ah, this is such. I'm already annoyed. Okay, let's try to add a wire. And the cut right now is absolutely not helpful. Let's do the. I have some wire here, which the cat is, of course, immediately trying to catch. So can you please not use your claws on my thigh? Are you fucking nuts? I really enjoy my time with him, but like sometimes, and sometimes being mostly during the stream, hey, can you stop jumping on my thigh with your claws? Would that be an option we have? Nope, not. Okay. So my idea is like to just use a little bit of like wire, just like to bridge that. But yeah, that doesn't stay together. Let me see. Let's do the following. So let's just solder this like this over there. Then hopefully this is like something the solder can like hold to. Let me quickly turn this up. Okay, let's see. I think I have to fix that. Somehow like this, which makes just really hard to access with the wire. Okay, 1 second. I will time out the cat for a second. Okay. He can enjoy the other room for another couple minutes. Because I can't do anything here if he like jumps up every 5 seconds. I need to be really careful with my tweezers because this is very easy to jump away. I didn't want to do any soldering on these things. That's what I did before the stream. If we can like bend that line a tiny bit. Okay, I think that works. Because now it's like a good connection. Now we can maybe just bend the extra wire just down. Let's try this again. Okay, I think that is wait, success. Not pretty, but I think this should be like a good connection. Let me quickly make sure to tape this down right away. Now we don't have any more movement here. Okay, step by step. Then let me just remove all the tapes for the whole like hexagon. Here's another one of these solder points, so try to be really careful. They're not all perfectly centered because the cable distances I soldered are not perfect. It's quite difficult to get this like really even. Okay. It's kind of like how I expected this to go, to be like relatively quick and easy. Let's do also the entire hexagon here again in one go. Sorry, I missed all the chat messages. I was like so focused on the stuff now here. Hi, Mr. DSI, welcome. Holy Hexagon, you go full flashbang mode. Yeah. Well, it's not RGB. That's the one thing it's not. It's only normal white. I struggled quite a bit to find LEDs where the segments aligned roughly with the width of these hexagons. So yeah, I was looking through AliExpress quite a bit until I found like these, where the 4 segments were roughly the length of one of these like hexagon sides. Let's see, it's a bit. Just fits here now. Yeah. Yeah, it's really like difficult to like solder these cables at a specific length. When it comes to LEDs, he never goes half measures. Yeah, exactly. Except for the V0, where I have no LEDs at all at the moment because we wanted to fix something and it didn't work. I don't even remember what anymore. And since then, like we couldn't in-stream figure out what the problem was with the LEDs on the V0. And then since then it's broken because I never had the energy, motivation, whatever, to look into that. So no LEDs on the V0. But I saw this one here, it's on printables. There's for the 350, there's a version with diffusers. I saw some printables and I was like, oh yeah, this is made for me. Oh, these are already blue. Oh, we are done. Let's check if everything everything survived. So here's the JST housing. I will just keep the JST plug here. I think it's quite good for this to have its own little plug. And this is like IKEA LED PSU I have from some. I forgot to put the nose back up. And it's a 24-volt power supply, and I like to use that for stuff like that. So I kind of like just have these like DuPont connectors on there, and then I can use it for all kind of things. That's not the one we fixed. Ah, shit. Yeah, this is exactly this. So with these cop elements, I don't know what it is. Sometimes they have that where like they don't work, and if you press on the end, they work. Super annoying. Well, what do we do with this one? Because that worked just before we glued down. And that's just a defective element. Shit. Ah. Oh, there's another one. I don't know what this is. This is annoying. I think it has something to do with when you cut them. You need to be very, very careful. Yeah, okay. I think I'll accept it for now because to fix that, like you have to cut it and like insert a new one on both. I'm actually not sure if I have any left. Or like if I have some left, then not many. Um I had two strips of 15 centimeters in my printer. I removed them because they were too bright. Yeah. Also the one that's in the Formbot 2.4, like it's just like 30 centimeter strip at the back, like it's super bright. And secondly, it's a fine light. It's the only problem I have is that it's on the back. So I would move it to the front, then you have to extend the cable a little bit. And then it clashes with the LED, with the camera. But it's more than bright enough. Quick and easy on your streams. Where you get that from? Yeah, that never happens. Think I'll redesign it so they connect via JST, and you can remove and replace the strips that fail. Yeah, the problem is if you redesign it to connect with JST, like this is quite small, and I'm not sure if you really want to solder like a JST in here. Like you can redesign it to make the junction bigger, then maybe you have luck, but tricky. The only thing you could maybe do I mean, we might do that at some point. I think the distance on this strip here, the distance between the pins might just be like DuPont distance. So maybe you can just like the headers you can solder in PCBs. Maybe like just two of them on the end, and then you can plug it. That would be easier. Maybe that's actually a very good approach. Yeah, it's this, and you also hear like more segment. Yeah, if I push a little bit, it turns on. Super annoying. The thing is, like, I want to have these like little like covers here. Maybe I can design them in a way that they add a little bit like pressure on here. Then maybe that can solve that. But yeah, I'll accept it for now. I mean, you also see it mostly like this, so you don't see that segment. Okay, let's mount it in there, and then maybe the cat had some time to chill out. Okay, let me just quickly put this on top. Then we can shuffle everything. Yeah, like sometimes like when he has his like chaos moments, he wants to get up on me or something, and then he just uses his claws like on my legs. And that's what he did now like a couple of times. That's why he why he got the timeout, because like A, it hurts. Like I have like a lot of like claw points on my thigh, which is not really fun. And B, it damages my pants. So let's observe the magic of magnets. I'm still very happy with these like magnetic panel clips. Like it's just so easy. Yeah. Oh, what I totally forgot, like we also have a JST connector here. Oh, how convenient. In my mind, I was planning to like run a fresh JST cable there. Also, will quickly show you what I'm doing. So there's the original light, which again is not bad. Like it's a fine light. Oh, Oh, that is the JST from the. Okay, gotcha. It's a JST that is for the exhaust fan. But to be honest, I never used that. I'm kind of like considering if we just quickly kill off the. Oh, if we quickly kill off the exhaust fan, like I literally never use it. So then we can just use this JST plug here. We have to rewire it obviously like under deck. And then we can use that to plug in the new lights. Only problem is it's on the wrong side. So we do have to do something there. I mean, one thing is we could just like rerun the cable on this side. I think that's the smartest approach. Just like remove all the cable here and then just run it on the other side. But then I will really just use the cable they gave you for the fan for the lights, because then this is like a perfect fit here. It's just a perfect length. But then I would say, like as a master plan, let's mount this first. Then let's remove the cables here, flip the printer over, and then we run the USB cable for the camera and the this power cable at the same time. Because otherwise we run like cables twice. I think it's good to just do this in one go. Yeah, then let's check mounting hardware. Still have the magic Formbot back. What did I miss? I got myself a cup of coffee. You missed. We have two dead segments on the lights now. We removed the old light and we discussed to run the. We use the cable that's from the exhaust fan. We remove it around on the other side up, and then that's the cable we're gonna use for the light. Then I would say let's just use the M3 hammerheads here. Is that smart? No, let's use the M3 T-nuts. I think it's easier. I just really don't like the M3 T-nuts in this frame because they're impossible to remove. And here we have a bag with M3 by 6 button heads. That would be a hot candidate to mount that. Otherwise, we use M3 by 8 socket head. So we need 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Let's see if I get this in. Okay, that's one. Yeah. And I still have like a lot of M5s here that we accidentally placed there. I don't get them out. Like I try to get them out, but all I do is like damage the extrusion. Just move them here to the center, and then that's our stock off. Okay, that I lost. Okay, now we have like a random hammerhead nut flying around in there. It's always good for later. if you need a spare. Let's see. So let's quickly use this M6 button heads here. You need a smaller. Big. Too small. Ah, success. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that's in. I think I already made it a bit too tight. Shift a little bit. So it's kind of like center-ish. It's funny, like there's like quite a gap here in front. You can see it, like there's quite a gap. So we shouldn't tighten that too much because then we will just like break the parts. So I think here we just also use longer screws. I wonder if we should use something to fill the gap a bit. Because now, like, I don't want to like tighten this too much because then I kind of like put tension on the part. Okay. Oh, great. This one. Try another one. This one is not really happy in there. Not very easy with this blocking. Try with a shorter element if I can like put this in. It's really not helpful to have to like. Let's see. Let me just turn this 90 degrees. Then at least I can see what I do. That is usually quite helpful. It doesn't want to go in. It's also was not a problem with the other three. Yeah, this one just goes in. Well, I'm not gonna question that. So a random M3x8 here. Let's use that. Yeah, like this gap, I'm not happy with. I'm not sure if I've mounted the wrong way. Is the frame different in width? So that's 46. 46, no, it's the same. So I was just thinking if we have to turn it, but it's not the case. So I think it's good to have something here. Just like, you know, that we can tighten it against, that I just fill the gap here with something like, and we can stack, it's just ideal to have like a small printed piece or something. It's like 2 mm, just like to put it in there. I'm just looking if I have something like flying around. That matches that description. But I don't think I do. Okay, then I would not tighten this now fully here, and I will print like a small extension piece that we can just like put it in between. And then later on we can tighten it properly. I just fear if I now tighten it, like I just put like a lot of tension on it and like pull it apart, which I really don't want, because then I also put tension on the LED strips. So I'll just like keep it loose for now. 5-volt or 25-volt if you're using the exhaust fan or change on the MCU. Well, I will change on the MCU as well, but it's 24 volts. Because like with 5 volts, like you have to have a separate power supply with the 5 volts, because LEDs at mass draw quite a bit of power. So 5 volts is not ideal. Also for the other printers, like I try to stick with 24 volts where possible. Just makes your life a lot easier. Okay. Then, yeah, I think this should be fine. Like cable X is down on top, but this is okay. Yeah, let me also pull off the other panels. And let's move the other bit that you have a better overview of what's going on. Well, I like how it looks. Like it looks pretty cool. And that's obviously the most important thing. Shall we give the kitty a second chance? I also have to flip it over first. Let me quickly make sure this is down there. Because we have to unplug the LED. Oh, and that's a mistake I made before. Let's remove the bucket with all the filament shit. Because if you don't do that, then you flip it over. I mean, also now there's like a lot of shit already flying around in there. It's our fan mod we installed last time. And just as remembering, the marked plug is on this side. Because I have to unplug this now. Okay, I'm quickly doing this here on the side. Yeah, I just quickly undo this one cable. Then we can flip it back up. Then we can pull the cable out. All right, now nah. Let me quickly flip it over completely that you see what I do. It is a heavy boy. Would have been smart, like to leave that plugged in until we we remove the cable. So the light, that is one of these two. Okay, this one is a solid state relay, the first one. So we have to remove this one here. So this, and this goes just here right in the corner. And then later we need to change the fan. What we could check is, let's change it. I think it's this one. No, it's a Nevermore. Which I hopefully plug in the right one now. Then this is the air filter. So these two we remove. Now, let's see if I can. Just get those out. Okay, cool. I will see what I do with this one. It's a functional light, so not gonna stress it. I'll find a use for it. Okay. Then we also have that cable here. I think it's it's a very good cable to use there. Check that this plugs in correctly, just as a sanity check. Yes. Okay. The only problem is if we run to the other side, it will be significantly shorter. So maybe that's not the best idea after all. Because like at the moment, like it was on this side, but now for the light, we need to run to the other side. So then basically will be like a lot shorter. So it doesn't reach. So I think we need to make our own. No way around that. The annoying thing is like I have this one here, which also has already the JST connector here. It's from the hot end. And it's long enough, but it's kind of a shitty cable in a sense that like it doesn't plug in properly. Like it kind of does, but kind of not. Let me see if I have a second one of these, I think. I do. Maybe we can use that so we don't have to make a cable. Because I think that would be long enough. So we have one side length, two side lengths, and yay much left. So it would be kind of the perfect length. It's just relatively easy to unplug. Like it doesn't really snap into place. Like it's just a quite poor cable. I think it's good enough. Let's use this. And then the air filter thingy I will actually remove relatively soon. Also, these two fans here I will remove because we have other plans for that. Okay, for now, let's just plug this into the fan, knowing that we later put it on one of these because I'm not sure how many amps the fan ports can handle. So I think it's better to have it on one of the hot end ports. As mentioned, like the LEDs will like consume quite a bit of power. Okay, so that goes over here then. Then while we're here, let's already do the USB cable. But I also have to zoom in my chat a bit. Don't fill the gap as it sags from high temperature printing. You can tighten them more. Yeah, the thing's like the problem is if I tighten it when it's hot and then it shrinks back together, I fear that like the LD strips will like be under tension. I'm sure, like I will observe that, but that could be the reason, Steve, why there is a gap. That's actually very good, good input. So let me just put the cable here. Now the question is, how do we run this cable? It kind of needs to be the same way, just on front. So we kind of have to put it through this little gap here. It's a question because here we can run it because we don't have the cover on, but here's this like this belt cover is missing here in the corner. That's why we can run it through. Because I think it will also be a problem for this cable. And we all know I love these covers. So let me see. Check. No, there's no way to run that through here. So I think I would actually remove these belt covers. Because I don't like them anyways. And otherwise we can't really run a cable through. The only way would be to run it directly in the extrusion rail, basically. I think for the power one we could do that. And also for this one we could do that. So yeah, let's quickly flip the printer to the side. Which is my favorite thing to do. This machine is absolutely not heavy. And yeah, but we also can't run it inside extrusion because there's the linear rail. So it also doesn't work. Yeah, we have to remove that. We have to remove that cover here because there's no way for us to run the cable through. The only other option would be that we run the cable to the end. So we need one length. Then we need to run it to the other side, and then we need to run it to. So basically, I'm thinking like running it to the back here, putting it through here, running it up inside, running it to the front and side, and then we would just have enough length to go here. That would be possible. Maybe that's the best way to run that cable. Then we remove the two covers on the back and leave them on the front. Let's do that. Try to poke this through here. Try to not run it between the belts, of course. Quite an interesting cable placement. Okay, here we go. Let's try to feed this through here. Just checking if we have enough cable. Oh. To neatly run that under deck. So then that would be this much cable we have here. So would that be enough to run this? Yeah, that would just be long enough. Then we can like snip off like a tiny bit. Okay. Then yeah, I think it's also maybe good to take the back panel off. It would definitely make that a little bit easier. Then I would need to remember, but we have to remove these two screws, I think. Yes. Oh. Um, and this cable, we put it under the T-nut. Sometimes my urge to run cables neatly bites me in the ass. I don't think I get this out. No, because I can't push the T-nut up anymore. Okay, yeah, let's fix it easy. Let's remove the plug. And we can pull this through. As mentioned, I don't want to have that fan anyways there, so easy decision. Okay, perfect. Then, where's our USB cable here? So I would just run this now here in this cable channel, or like I called already cable channel. Extrusion here. Only sticky point is, let me see if I can show you a bit from here. Only problem is to like push that through here. See if we can like kind of like maneuver that in this one spot. If we could, I think we can make it work. I'll just use the screwdriver to push this a bit. Yeah, perfect. Now it's in. So now it just runs inside the extrusion. And we can do this. Before we do that, let's quickly run the cable under deck maybe. Then we know exactly like how much cable we have here and we don't have to pull it through. Because if I put this one in now here, I feel like it's quite a iffy thing to get out again. So let's quickly just flip it to the side. Oh, well, HDMI cable was too short. Here you go. So we can get this out. Yes. Okay, let's make sure that the antenna cable goes on top. Here we go. Then let's squeeze it in here. Yeah, exactly. It's already a bit short, so let's see that I can pull a bit back. Then this can run through here in the cable channel. Now I would need to remember which one is which. This one is this one. This one. Go here. This one goes here. Perfect. Then, now that we know how much cable we have, so I need to make sure that it kind of like goes around the Z belts there a bit. And these extrusion covers are super iffy to get into the extrusion. Hmm. Kind of needs to go. I should say that the thick USB cable does not help. Okay, I think that. It's quite tricky to put in. I remember also with the two thin cables was already quite bad. But now with the USB cable, shouldn't get better. But if I show you here on top, like even like this, it's like really hard to wiggle in. And in here, it's like even worse with the cable inside. Okay. Let me also quickly get the kitty back. Not that he starts like doing naughty things in another room. 1 second. Let's see if the timeout helps him to chill out a bit. What do you think? Can we do a fun stream now? Without you eating my LEDs and everything? Oh no, I see the eyes already looking for anything to play with. Let's see. Yeah. I know. I don't think it goes in properly. I can quickly try here. On top it's a lot easier. That's what I mean, like it's like now you can see it's like not going in. I think the cable's just too thick. He's already inspecting the work. I don't think you can really. Okay. The hexagons are perfectly cat-sized. The only thing I can maybe think of is maybe we can do this and just like kind of like I mean that would work. Just have to work our way through. Maybe we should try that. There you can see like it deforms the. You have to eat all the cables immediately again. Deforms the thing here quite a bit. So I think it just doesn't want to be in there with the cable. I wonder if there's a better way. Like maybe we can just use some electrical tape to close this up. Maybe that's a easier route. Let's do that actually. Let's just use some black electrical tape. Okay, that is not going well. Not sure if that's a long-term solution, but I'm a bit concerned with the temperatures. Might get like super sticky. Well, let's try it. Let me flip the machine completely over. Oh, I was like, what's there? Yeah, there's the screen. We have to do it the other way. Okay, maybe that would have been a nicer like working orientation the entire time. Now we can just like push this in here. And then I would just start. It's a bit annoying with the gantry in the way. Oops, but okay. I'm really not sure if this will hold up. I'm 90% certain this will not work. Something you want? It's like I didn't give this toy to him for like 2 weeks. He's not. Yeah, you can also play with that. You want to play with that? Yeah, play. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so my main concern is like basically with chamber temperature that this will peel away. Okay, then we need to go to the front here. Tape and heat, yeah, exactly. I don't think this will, but like these, the channel thingies don't hold, so I need to find a different solution. But right now I don't have one. Hi, Rivonic, welcome. Mr. Ladisai, do you have a better idea? I'm all ears. If you have a better idea, it's like this does not work. Potentially, I can also print like little clips that just clip in, like not cover it, but like just clip in every other centimeter. You can just like make something specific for this. Maybe I can also look for like a extra thin USB cable. It's also an option. No, camera doesn't focus. Because like it's very nice to run the cable in here. It's just like we have to have something that holds it there. And that's kind of like our end position here. So the camera should be mounted here, which conveniently means we have to do it from the from the other side, so our cable length is perfect. So let's combine these two, because if we just solder this here, like it just ends up where we need it to be. We'll not put this in yet. So, and for this, I think we need to have also two like T-nuts in here. Here we have our 4 cable. Let's see. How do we do that the best? Where's the cable here? I kind of want to have some extra cable. I actually don't want to have too much extra cable. So let's just snip it here. Is your cable shielded? Yeah, it's just a normal USB cable. It's just like at... Well, luckily we have 2 ground wires. I just pulled out one of the ground wires. Yeah, it's shielded, but the end is not. I think it's fine. Like on this cable, it also wasn't. So that's what we need to solder together. You want to do stupid stuff. I already see it. Can I give you one of these cables? Is this fun? Yeah, that's a nice cable, right? Yeah, take it. Okay, let's hope this keeps him busy for a second. Let me add a little bit more working distance here. And then maybe we can just stagger the cuts a bit. So this one is here. This one is here. Make it a tiny bit shorter. Yep. Now all 4 cables have slightly different lengths, so we can solder them and then have one heat shrink and still nothing will touch. Why can't you sleep? You're sleeping usually all the time. Now I have to pay attention again to what you're eating. Because last time you ate a JST connector almost. Super fun to have a kitten, but like everything for him is just like play, and it's like really exhausting. Okay, I told you to not do that. That hurts. Why do you keep doing that? Where did I put the... This we still need. Okay, we need to kind of copy the length here of that wire. I'm very close to just putting you back to the room. I'm very close to just putting you back to the room. Can you? You like sitting on my shoulder usually. Can you just sit there? Observe. Be chill. No. Okay, so that means black needs to be the shortest. Red is a tiny bit shorter. White. Red is a tiny bit shorter. White is so. That should be like the same pattern, just like in reverse. Okay. No, not the camera. Okay. Time out. 1 second. I'll bring it back to the room. It's like a toddler, just worse. I really don't understand it because, like, for example, if I'm working, he just chills. He's just not doing anything. And when I'm done working, he wants to have some attention, which is fine, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's start with the green one. Heat shrink. So do I have a nice one? Yeah, this one should be a nice one. I used to reset the isolation. Ronnie, what do you mean by reset the isolation? But I think all USB cables are shielded, right? It's kind of like part of USB. I think it's one of the benefits of CAN. Now we have a sad kitty in the other room meowing. Let's see about the length. So the red wire has a good length. The white wire has a good length. Black is a tad too long. Let's shorten the black one a bit. Okay, let's do the white one next. Make sure to like not solder in the remnants of the shielding there. Remove this one. Okay. Okay, and that should all. The white and green are really close though. Oh, and the black is broken. Let me put like a little bit of heat shrink around the white one. Just to be sure. Think. Good one. Let me see. The black one is a bit of a troublemaker seemingly. Now he tries to open the door, and I know that he's sometimes successful with that, unfortunately. Okay, just make sure this is like kind of like nice. Also just solder iron to melt the heat shrink there. Okay. Looks good. We can just slide almost a bit short. Here we go. And if the cat didn't break the camera, it should work. I'm not sure. Let's run the second cable quickly for the light. And then I think we're also ready to turn this on. Then we can see if it works. I hope it does. And I'm optimistic, and I'll put the soldering iron somewhere so the cat can't eat the tips. Okay. Then the second cable, which is here. See if we can maneuver it around here. Yeah. Oh. Ah, this cable's horrible. So let's put that through here. This cable is horrible to route. Like, it kind of like wants to go places. Oh, we also have to remove that thing here still. And I remember this was a pain. So let's just do the easy way and like break it. Let's see. So we kind of have to maneuver this all the way here. And pull it out. This game is horrible. Like it just doesn't stay where you put it. I think it's a solid core cable or something. I have no clue. Okay. So then maybe for this we can just use the cable channel. And they're a bit like crooked by now. Oh yeah, works perfectly. So I think the USB cable is just like, it's too thick. The tape I put now, like, it's definitely not long-term solution. Yeah. And now the cable channel doesn't stay in anymore. But it's now so hard, it doesn't want to anymore. Let's try this one. Cut that to size. Let's see if I can flip this over. Maybe you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. It's like always like stupid working inside the extrusions because like the top extrusion always covers what you're doing. Just trying to push this through the extrusion, which is not easy. Okay, as far as I need to go. Perfect. Yeah, like that. This is like a much better solution than the tape. Maybe what we can do here now, actually. Oh, 50-50 chance. Red and black line up. So I see this reaches quite okay around here. So maybe we can use a tiny bit of this broken channel. So too long. To just hold this cable here. And this here. We can maybe just pull back. And then we have like a, oh, it's behind the chat. I'm sorry. Ah, now it's behind the extrusion. So basically now we have a perfect cable length here. No extra cable peeking out. And this we can just pull under that. Then this is plugged in and ready to roll. The only problem is we have to remove this one here again. I'm always very quick with like putting the cable covers back. So just pull this in. This cable goes places it's really not supposed to go. In this case, I want to close the cable cover immediately again, that we don't lose the stupid cable somewhere. Just checking that it's not touching the belt or anything in the corner here. So this is in here. And we can just pull through here. Okay, cool. Then for this cable, I'm not sure if we need like a cable crimp thingy shoe. So I think we can just like remove some isolation and directly just put it here in the two clamps. I think that's the best way to do that. Because a relatively thin cable, like I don't think I have like crimps this short. Yeah, short, that thin. So I will just directly put it in. It's not even a solid core cable. So I'm not sure why it's like so springy. Yeah, it's good. But it's a relatively like stiff cable. Yep, that's not in. No, it's in. Okay. Passes the tech test. Okay, cool. Then this is ready. The USB camera should also be ready. We only have to like mount the camera itself and plug it in. So let's flip this back over. And let me quickly check where the cover is for the camera. But I think we can also close this here. Because no matter what, cabling down here is done. The marked was to the outside. I still like this fan mod. I didn't rush. Sorry. Why did you build a 2.4, not the Trident? I wanted to build a 2.4 because the long-term idea was to have this as a tool changer. And there are more tool changer options for 2.4 compared to the Trident. But I also found the motion system a bit more interesting with the belted Z. There's so much dirt on the table here. All the stuff that fell out of the printer. Okay, so camera. There it is. The housing. We need to quick check what we need screw-wise there. I think we need something relatively lengthy because it needs to go through the entire housing. It might be tick too long. It's all the same. Let me see. I think it was like M320 or something. I have M318 here. '18 is too short, so it must be 20. must be 20. Let me see if I have a 20 flying around here. Otherwise, I have to go through my stash. Doesn't seem like it. Let me see my magic box. Seems like a tad too short. Oops. They're all like just too short. It might work, might not work. These are too long. Way too long. You're going to have every screw, but not the one you need. Let's try. This one's definitely too short. It doesn't peek out. Let's try this one. That looks good. I think they're a little bit like mixed up in here. Yeah. You look a bit longer. No? You only have one of these screws. Like, this is the perfect length. No, a whole bucket here. Yeah, these two. Okay, then. I will try hammerhead for these. Oh. Mounted, but not 100% centered. Okay. Then, I mean, ideally I would flip the printer upside down again, but I'm not really in the mood of doing so. Before I dropped it like 5 times, let's quickly do that. It's like build like a whole workout building this printer. It's like 10 sets of 2.4 flipping. C270 webcam, yeah. I think it's an easier option because like you don't have so much DIY stuff. But I kind of like these like camera modules because they're pretty cheap and they're quite neatly integrated in here. Can you focus down there? That would be cool. So that's 3. But yeah, it's like C270 is I think quite a good no-brainer option. Here we go. Yeah, the heat shrink is a tiny bit too short here. So like the copper shines out of it, but doesn't matter too much. I'll do the same trick here for now. And we can also try like a short bit of this cover. But yeah, it just doesn't go in. I will look for a 3 printed solution there. Like a cable cover that's a bit different. I will do that on the weekend and I can replace that tape right away. Because yeah, this will not hold very long. It looks neat though. Okay. Let me quickly check where this cover is. I think most likely ended up in the wrong box. Not here. Here it is. Because then we also need like a small screw to hold this together. Yeah. And this looks like an M3 that we just put in there. Let's use this one. Just have lying around. It's an M3x6 I use here. Button head. Perfect. That should work. I did test the camera before and it worked, but if it now doesn't work, the cat destroyed it. Let's just start the printer up in the upside down position, then we can still adjust some stuff if needed. Okay, we have LEDs, you see LEDs, we have spinning fans. Now that everything is kind of like enclosed, let me get the cat for a third time. Second time. I always feel bad when I put him to a different room. Like sometimes it's just like not doable. I did have a look at getting the module, but I was not sure about the heat. Heat should be fine. Like it's the same as with the C270 has nothing else inside than such a module. It's like they're all the same. The most like it's a specific module for Logitech, but like the sensors are all the same. Let me get the cat. I will regret bringing him back, but it is what it is. I also like I've never seen him like in his power mode for so long. Like usually he's like active for like half an hour, and then he's tired and he sleeps. Also like last streams he was sleeping like most of the time. Already eating shit. Perfect. Love it. This is Claire. Not put yet. I like the fan mod you did for the board. Yeah, it's nice. Like it's very silent. You don't hear anything. Why are you not connecting? I see the clipper screen is on, so everything's fine. So it's on. I see the screen here, but seemingly it's not connected to the Wi-Fi. Just checking if something happened to the Wi-Fi antenna, but this also seems fine. Let me check. Hey, do you want to go back to the room immediately? Can you just leave this shit alone? That's weird. And why is my Chrome window stuck on my Google search on Claire? Yeah, he wants to play, but like, it's like I played with him already 2 hours today in total. And at some point, it's just like not his time to play. And he can just sleep for a second sometimes. Yeah, I did the family on stream like 2 weeks ago, like the last stream. I'm not quite sure what the problem is right now. Like it doesn't connect. We can reboot. Let me quickly check my router if something pops up there. Yeah, he's already like on 1000% power again. It's horrible. Like I just can't handle it right now. Um, what are you eating? You're eating something. Mm. Yeah, okay. It needed a reboot for whatever reason. Okay. Why are you not sleeping? You should be tired. Your action since we started the stream. You're just running around playing stuff. You never do this long. Why are you not in your ball sleeping? Being a good kitty. He also had treats. He had a lot of treats. And he's actually like a little diva when it comes to food since like a week. Like I gave him his wet food every evening and he's just stopped eating that. Like he eats his dry food, then he doesn't eat the wet food, and then he waits until he gets the dry food again after the wet food at some point. And then I didn't give him the dry food on Wednesday or something. Usually I give him the second round dry food like around 9 p.m. And he gets the wet food at 6 p.m. So he waited from 6 to 9, and then I just didn't give him his wet dry food at 9, and he threw like a complete fit. Like he was really mad. So now today he got like very premium, nice, different wet food, and he inhaled that. So I also expected him to just be tired from like eating quite a lot before stream, because I just gave him his food before stream. But seemingly whatever I do, it's not good enough during stream time. Here we go. But it might just be that I'm like talking all the time, because I also noticed like when I have meetings at work, like he becomes super active. So if I'm home in the home office and I have meetings, like he's like on fire. Um, ow. Hey. And he is definitely overdue for his nails to be clipped. Let's try the light, right? All or nothing. Let me try first set you up that we have. It blinks for you, it's fine for me. Let me put to 100%. Here we go. That's just from the camera. Because like the no, sorry. The LEDs are flickering basically to make them less bright. Hey, hey, are you a good kitty? Yeah. You get some nail clipping tomorrow, because that hurts. Go, go. Okay, so that works. Let's check the camera. Yep, here we go. Camera. So let's configure it. So there should now be cross nest is already set up most likely. Yeah. So if we go to devices video, no device found. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. Like it. So that did not work. Let me quickly open a terminal. And put that in OBS. It's cursor. Uh, Sometimes OBS doesn't see certain windows. It's like quite annoying. Here we go. And put that back, and that goes here. Okay, so um, we need to check for. Hi there. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome. Let me check. So how do we check for video cameras? Raspberry video camera not connecting. Mm, I know there's a command to list the cameras, but it's most likely what Moonraker's using here. But let's quickly remove the cover here and see if there's a LED on the thing. I mean, potentially my cable is just bad. high likelihood that the cable is just bad. Or the cat broke the camera. Two options. Now the camera board doesn't come out anymore. And carefully. I'm not sure if there's an LD on this board that we could use to identify if there's power. What are you eating now? Okay, sorry, I have to put the cat back. He's eating shit on the floor now, and yeah, fun. He's eating cable isolation now from before. I think it's horrible. I don't think there's LD on this board. I don't see one. Like there's the LED for the camera, like the light this board has, but I don't think there's like a power LED. Okay, let me quickly inspect the cable. Um, it looks okay to me. Like it's not the most beautiful solder connections, but it should work. Yeah, it's like I'm super annoyed. Like this is just like not something I want to spend time on, like fixing now. Because the cable looks fine. I don't see a power LED on that thing. We can redo the solder connections just to be sure. Let me just reflow all the connections quickly. By the way, I'm also soldering a live cable, which is like also like super smart to do. Uh, but yeah, it's also good. Let's just check quickly the connection. Let's see. So technically, huh, there's no power on that. Oh, is power if I've just a bit difficult with the probes here. Yeah, there's 5 volt here. So that works. I mean, I can't speak for the data connection. But with 5 volts here, at the very least, like I would expect some power indication. I think it gets a little bit warm, so something happens. Oh yeah, it definitely gets warm. Yep, I think that's a that camera. Like, it gets really warm here. It gets really warm. Yeah, that's broken. Cat 1, camera 0. Because he threw it down and he bit on it, I think. So I think that's just a goner. Cool. Okay. Well, that's the end then, right? Because I don't have a spare camera. I will order the same one again. And I will make sure to put some new heat shrink on here. And yeah, well, that's kind of like unsatisfying end, but it is what it is. Let's put this one back here. At least we have lights. And I survived without a camera for quite long now. So yeah, it's not too bad. Bit annoying, but the joys of having pets, right? So yeah, then I think, to be honest, that's kind of like what I wanted to do, minus that the camera doesn't work. So I would quickly clean up and then like release the dragon from its dungeon, because it doesn't sound very happy back there. And yeah, not super satisfying today. Yeah, then for me the homework is basically replace the camera module, hope that the new one works, and then have the tape that we placed now for the USB cable. I will look for some printed cable covers, but potentially it's just like I use like very like thin clips that you can like rotate in, that I just like clip the cable, like something like this, like these clips that I use on the switch wire, but then not for like holding it on top of the extrusion, but like just pushing it in. So I think something like that I will do. And then we'll remove the tape again. The lights, success. Let's quickly flip it over and look at how the light look in proper orientation. Oh, it's a big boy. So it's a very nice even light. And now basically it's like big shadow that was here in front, it's gone. So now you have like, it's a bit of like stadium lighting, where you have like a lot of shadows in different directions. Using the Pocket 3 as a camera. I don't know what a Pocket 3 is, so no. I'm using a Happy Cam with the own V camera module, but the camera module is broken, so we don't use any camera. Let's put the panel back on. And I think it's also like not too bad that this is a bit has a bit play. As Steve said, like this will like work a bit like when it gets hot. So I think it's good to have a little bit of like an air gap there. Those extra lights, use them for automotive garages. Excellent choice. Well, this is printed, so they're not like bought or something. There was quite a fair bit of soldering work involved. It's not perfect. Like I have two dead segments, I think. One, two, yeah, two dead segments. This is a bit of a shame, but you can't have it all. Okay, let's put the back panel on. I love these magnetic panels. Like it's really nice. Uh, I am missing one screw. And I have a suspicion that some four-legged monster can tell me more about that. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I've blamed the wrong person or cat. Yeah, these magnetic panels are really nice. It's just like so easy to like flip them on. Quick and easy. I think it looks really good. I like it. Like I like the hex on top. Although like it's just like for me, it's mostly like the lighting looks very nice and even. Cool. Yeah. So then I would stop here and put the bucket back. And quickly clean up, release the monster, and see if he then finally chooses to chill a bit. Yeah. I'm really not sure what it's like with during streams because like he's never this active. Like he plays and stuff, but like it's like in bursts of like 25 minutes and then he's done. And then he sleeps. And during streams and like also what I mentioned like during meetings when I have meetings at home, like he's like berserk mode. Everything's a toy and like he always has to play directly around me. Like if he would play like somewhere else, you know, do whatever he wants, but it always needs to be like on my desk. It's like yeah, annoying sometimes. So yeah, it is what it is. I think like in a couple of months he will be like older, and then like everything's a bit more chill. But right now he's 4 months old, so it's his prime play phase. So yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Not super successful today. Like I feel like we have up and down streams. This was definitely like a downstream with success rates. Next time I need to see. So I think this is pretty much the state where I want it. The only thing I kind of want is like handles, but we don't need to have a stream for me to install handles. So there's a new project coming up, which is a new printer build, which is the Satusma 180. So it's a smaller project. It's basically the idea is to upcycle a Prusa Mini. I happen to have a Prusa Mini bed from my Poor Man's Corx Y that we disassembled. And also the other parts from the Poor Man's Corx Y kind of matched the bomb of the Satusma. So I figured that's kind of like a cool thing. Like the project is a bit dead because like the maintainer said like he won't like maintain it anymore, or, like the creator won't maintain it anymore. So my idea is like to just build it firstly as is. Let me just quick show it maybe. Um, so it's this machine here. Um, so I will just build it as is. Like it's a bit in a rough shape in a certain sense because like I mean it looks like a printer, but then like if you look closer, there's no door hinges and stuff like that. So it's a bit rough and some on the edges. But yeah, we will build this as is. And my idea is then basically to make like a version 1.1. So enclose that machine, maybe like because at the moment the head is like the top is open. Do some quality of life improvements. Adopt a different hot end. Let's see where the journey like brings us. I think it's quite a cool machine. Or looks cool. So I think it's nice to build that. So that's something we start next time. Will be like not as smooth sailing as a Voron 2.4 build for sure, because there's no manual and like we need to work from the cat and like it's just like a bit more an adventure. But it will be fun. I don't have all the parts printed yet. That's one thing. Because I got quite busy and I printed the parts in so I used this is Polymaker Galaxy ASA in black. And I really don't like it. Like, firstly, like the surface quality is just really grainy. I don't know how to describe that. Like, it's like grainy. Like from what I heard from other people, it's like normal for this material. And the nozzle constantly clogs. Like, it's absolutely horrendous. So I just gave up on that. So I ordered like another black material because I don't have enough black material anymore. And then I print hopefully this week everything, but I think next week at least we can get started with the project. Just go through the CAD, sort the files a bit, or like the parts a bit, and also maybe start with the frame assembly. So that's kind of my plan. So glad I could hop on and catch live. Well, you just caught the end. I'll have to check out Satusma printables. Yeah, just check it out. Also, like if you join the Discord, link in the description, we have a channel for that where we kind of like discuss. I know that like two people are also thinking about building it like in sync with me. Steve is one, and Ravenkeeper wants to look at the 120 version. Um, so yeah, could be or will be fun. With that being said, and it's being now 9 p.m. here. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Bye.